So you've got the bird feeder up, you see birds grabbing a quick snack, but they never seem to stick around, right? Well, if you want to go beyond just being a pit stop and actually get birds to raise a family in your yard, you are in exactly the right place. Okay, let's dive into how to turn your garden into a true nesting hotspot.
You see, there's a world of difference between being a snack bar and being a home. On the one hand, you're just a temporary meal, but on the other, you're a place where a bird feels safe enough to make a real commitment. And that's our goal here, convincing them your garden is the best, most resource-rich place in the whole neighborhood to raise their young.
So, what's the secret sauce? What is it that makes a bird pick one yard over another? I'll tell you, it's not just random luck. It's actually a series of very specific choices birds make based on what they're seeing and feeling in your garden. And we're going to break down exactly what they're looking for. Really, the best way to think about this is a concept I call bird real estate. Birds are basically tiny feathered home buyers. They're out there actively scouting for the perfect neighborhood, and trust me, they are picky. They're looking for a place where raising their chicks isn't a huge risk, but a safe bet. And that brings us to the first and honestly the most important section, building the actual habitat. Before you even think about buying a cute birdhouse, you have to get this foundation right. It's all about providing the right food and the right structure.
Now check out this number because it tells you almost everything you need to know about baby bird food. It's not seeds, it's insects, and caterpillars are the #1 food source. And guess what supports insects? Native plants. A single native oak tree can support over 500 species of caterpillars. That's a 5-star all-you-can-eat buffet for a nesting bird family.
And that's exactly why you've got to plant natives. If your garden is full of pretty, ornamental plants from a big box store, yeah, birds might visit, but they won't find the food they need to actually nest. Plants like elderberry, dogwoods, and coneflowers, on the other hand, they're total insect magnets, which makes them nesting magnets. But hold on, it's not just about what you plant, it's about how you plant it. If you want to attract a bunch of different kinds of birds, you have to create different levels of habitat. We call this layered landscaping, or, my favorite, the forest method. And this visual just breaks it down perfectly. Different birds are built to nest at different heights. Some nest right down on the ground cover, others, like cardinals, love those dense, low shrubs, and some want to be way up high in the canopy. By creating all these different layers, you're basically opening up multiple types of real estate for all sorts of different species to move right in. Okay, so you've built the foundational habitat. Now let's move on to our next section, adding the amenities. These are the things that really seal the deal and make your garden totally irresistible to any birds that are out house hunting. This is one of my favorite facts. It's kind of mind-blowing. Birds don't just use their eyes when they're looking for a home, they use their ears. And the sound of moving water, oh, that's like a giant flashing neon sign that says, safe, reliable water source right here. It literally pulls them in from all over the area. So that stagnant bird bath in the middle of the lawn, yeah, that's not going to cut it. You want moving or dripping water. And keep it shallow. We're talking an inch or 2 deep max. And here's the key safety tip. Put it near some shrubs. That gives birds a quick escape route if a predator shows up, which makes them feel so much safer. Okay, let's talk birdhouses. You can spend a ton of money on a beautiful, handcrafted nest box, but if you put it in the wrong spot, I promise you it will stay empty. Forever. When it comes to nest boxes, it is all about location, location, location. And this table shows you exactly what to do and, more importantly, what to avoid. Face that entrance east or southeast to protect it from the hot afternoon sun. Mount it at the right height for the birds you're hoping to attract. And please, whatever you do, don't stick it in the middle of an open lawn. Birds want privacy and cover. Putting it near shrubs is key, and so is adding a predator baffle to the pole. You can also give the birds a huge head start by offering up some building materials. Things like small twigs, grass clippings, even pet fur are perfect. But what you don't offer is just as important. Stay away from dryer lint. It soaks up water, gets cold, and can fall apart. And of course, never offer plastics or long strings that can tangle up a little bird's legs. So we've built the neighborhood and we've added the amenities. Now for the final, absolutely critical step, providing security. This section is all about making sure that once a bird actually builds a nest, the chicks survive long enough to fly away. Let's just be blunt about this. The biggest reason nests fail isn't bad weather or a lack of food. It's predators. We're talking cats, raccoons, snakes, even other birds like jays. A garden can look absolutely perfect, but if it doesn't feel safe, birds will abandon their nests in a heartbeat.
So what does that mean for you? It means you need a security plan. This isn't about chemicals or anything complicated. It's about smart landscaping. Planting thorny shrubs like roses or barberry near nesting spots creates a natural barrier. Using baffles on any poles is non-negotiable. And always, always make sure birds have multiple ways to fly away if danger shows up.
And you can't wait on this stuff. Timing is critical. Birds start scouting for their territory way earlier than you think, often in late winter. So you need to get your garden ready in February and March. Clean out last year's nests, get those water sources running, and get any major pruning done before they even start building.
Okay, so let's bring it all home. We've gone through how to transform a quiet garden into a vibrant, living ecosystem, one that invites birds not just to visit, but to actually stay and raise a family.
So what's the formula for success? Well, it really just boils down to these 4 pillars you see right here. You need native plants for that crucial baby bird food. You need layered landscaping for shelter and options. You need safe water and well-placed nest sites. And finally, predator protection to guarantee their security. You focus on those 4 things, and I'm telling you, you will succeed.
In the end, it's not about decorations or fancy feeders. It's about ecology. This quote really says it all. If you build the right habitat, the birds will find it. It's an investment that pays off with the incredible reward of watching new life begin right in your own backyard. So I guess that leaves just one final question. As you start making these changes, which bird family is going to be the first one to sign the lease and move into the beautiful new neighborhood you've built just for them?